Mills Weather Center. Meteorologist Aaron Reeves.
Well, some pretty good rain is going on across really now just far eastern Oklahoma, but a lot of us got in on it. Most locations, at least basically from here over, picked up around or more than an inch of rain. This 0.0 at Muskogee, that is an error in the data. Muskogee has certainly picked up rain. But all in all, good rains across a good chunk of the state. And as we take a closer look at northeast Oklahoma, once again, most locations near or more than an inch in some places, especially back here around the I-35 corridor, and then another stretch right over through here in far eastern Oklahoma, getting over 2 inches. So much needed. Hopefully the lakes that need some rain get some decent runoff, but we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Once again, that rain actively moving away right now, but still eastern Oklahoma getting on at least a couple more hours of some rain before the colder weather starts to filter in, and that's basically what's next for all of us as we get this bias. Colder weather is going to surge southeastward, and it already is in western Oklahoma. We have a blizzard that's about to get going up here across portions of Nebraska and South Dakota. That's going to lead to some pretty significant issues on the roadways up that direction. And then this storm system will vacate the area, and we're going to see a much cooler week. But it's going to take its time. This low is just going to kind of get cut off and spin around here for a while. Notice behind the system, it's cold, but once again, not like super duper cold like it could be, but certainly much colder than what we've been dealing with. Still lots of 60s across the southeastern United States. Overcast, rain starting to end from west to east, 53, west breeze at 11, dew point at 50. And as we take a look at the rest of the state, notice I mentioned the colder weather's already here in northwest Oklahoma, 28 in Guymon, 30s in northwestern Oklahoma. Compare that to 40s here around I-35, and then still mid to upper 50s along the Arkansas state line. And that system will continue to transition away, maybe a lingering sprinkle after midnight, but that'll really begin to wind down. Temperatures dropping, maybe a few light snow flurries up north of Wichita. Once again, you have to get up into Nebraska before you really get into kind of the bigger deal with the snow. And as we take a look at what happens tomorrow, notice from Tulsa south, we could see a good amount of clearing. From Tulsa to the north, not as much. So that will lead to a big temperature disparity, much cooler to the north, warmer to the south. None of it's particularly warm, but you definitely would rather be in the sunshine when it's in the 40s, 20s to start off Tuesday. Notice we still have a little bit of really light scattered snow into Kansas. We'll be in the 40s on Tuesday. And then as we head beyond there, notice we just kind of stay cool. We just kind of waffle from around normal to 5 or 10 degrees below normal. We have multiple kind of fronts that'll come through and reinforce the cooler air, but there's not a whole lot of moisture with all the frequent fronts. So rain chances once we get by tonight are going to be very, very slim. And once again, the big bowl games are coming up. Weather looks pretty good for the Texas Bowl. Down in Houston for Oklahoma State. Same story for the Alamo Bowl in San Antone. Is anybody going to San Antone? Quite a few Sooner fans probably are going to be doing that, just like the Charlie Pride song. And the temperatures will be fairly comfortable on that date as well. So here is what we have as we go towards the new year. We may warm back up briefly over the weekend, but then another strong front comes in. So once again, hopefully those of you that like the warm weather enjoyed it, because things are going to take a turn towards more typical weather for this time of year.